Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. It's been a while since I've been able to make a video, but there's a little bit that has been done to the car. I am back at school, so it's a little bit hard to try and find time to make videos or a place to make videos or even just do stuff to my car in general, but thought I'd do a little update. We got a new rear splitter on the back from Strafe design, so I'll go out and show you that in a minute. I just wanted to start this video inside because in Pennsylvania, where I am right now, it's about 10 degrees. I just saw smoke come out of my mouth from how cold it is outside right now. So not gonna be super long outside video, gonna be mostly inside, I feel like. But yeah, I'll go show you that now. All right, so please excuse what it looks like right now. It's been snowing a lot, as you can see from the background. The sunset actually looks pretty good right now. It's been snowing a lot, and I just drove back up to school like a week ago, so excuse how dirty the car looks right now. I have not had a chance to wash it, but here's what the splitter looks like. I think this is one of the better angles to see it from. Kind of makes it look really aggressive from the back, but yeah, I think that it looks really good. I did order the front splitter for this car as well from Strafe Design, but that's a whole thing that I'll have to talk about later because that was just an entire process with them. But we'll go into how this gets mounted onto here. So first, it comes in 3 pieces. So you have this side piece, this middle piece, and this side piece too. So for the side pieces, I can kind of go up underneath and show you. So that first hole is a regular mounting hole for your bumper. That's where your bumper goes on, and so is this one right here. So both of those just mount into existing stuff, so that's really nice that it just goes right in there. All you have to do is take a 1/2-inch bit, drill it up there, and then you want to stick the rubber washer that they give you, or the rubber nut that they give you, in between the metal piece and the bumper, and then you put your washer on, and then you just send your bolt through. And as you tighten down that bolt, it kind of like the rubber piece on the top like scrunches up and turns into a nut. It's really cool, and it holds it on super well. Like, this is pretty rigid, that's not going anywhere. And this middle piece took me a long time to figure out. So I was like, this middle fin has to go in the center, like that's how it's supposed to look, and it wasn't fitting with the muffler on there. And I was like, am I gonna have to get a whole new exhaust just to be able to put this on? But as I read the instructions, you can see that these 2 fins are lined up exactly with the license plate edges, and that's actually what it says in the instruction manual, that what you should do is, you can mark it up however you want, but the way that it's supposed to actually be centered on the car is this right side goes with this piece of the license plate, and this left side goes with the left piece of the license plate. And then the right one is exactly the same as the left side. All you have to do is take a 1/2-inch bit, drill it up in there, and then it goes that rubber nut. You put the plate on top, put the washer, and then you shoot the bolt up through. You want to make sure not to over tighten it because you can break that locking nut that goes on the top. So you just want to get it to be snug. Like, we did not tighten it very hard, and you can see it does have a little bit of movement, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's pretty rigid. This one doesn't move at all, but this one is bolted in a little bit differently. You can see it needs a wash. So this one was the harder of the two because you don't have existing holes, and it has to flex a lot to be able to fit into here. So you can see this has 1, 2, 3, 4 mounting holes, and down here it has 2 more. So these first 4 were pretty easy. You just do them the same as you did this, but there's not existing holes already there, so you want to measure it. Measure this space right here. So if you want to make it flush with the rear, measure this distance from wherever you want to mark the edge of the bumper to the start of this, and mark that the whole way across. That way you know it's going to be flush with the rear bumper. The first time we tried to put it on there, it was not flush, and this side was sticking out a lot more than the left side, and it did not look right. So you want to make sure you line up that, and you want to make sure it's straight, lined up with the license plate, and then you can line it up with the bumper. And I don't know why they make it like this, but you can kind of see like on this side how it moves, because it's just a flat piece of metal. But what you actually have to do is take, so this is the center of the spare tire. You can kind of see that it's the center of the spare tire. So we just push the plate up, and then it comes with these two self-tapping screws. So we just drilled a tiny hole into it and then put those self-tapping screws in. And it actually makes it a lot more rigid, I think, than what the side ones are, because it's actually connected to the vehicle. So we put these 4 back ones in first, and then had something hold this up while we drilled through it once and then put in the self-tapping screws. It shouldn't hit the spare tire. I did take the spare tire out just in case whenever we put the screws through, it just like popped the spare tire. But whenever I opened it up and looked, the spare tire wasn't popped. It wasn't anywhere close to the spare tire. So you should be safe with that. You can see it adds a lot of aggressiveness. I really like how it looks. The only confusing part really was having to line up that centerpiece. But even though it's more towards the right side, because you can see from the back, it's like if it was actually going to be symmetrical, there should be one more fin over here. But I think it still looks really good, even though it doesn't have that fin there. So this is for also a 2002 to 2003 Subaru WRX, I'm assuming. That's what I have, is the bug eye. It's a 2002. Also, this is not to bash the Strafe design company or anything like that, but whenever we ordered this rear diffuser, we were also supposed to get their front splitter with it too, because I wanted to get like their whole kit as much as I could on this car. They don't really make a lot for the 2002 Subaru WRX, but they do make a front splitter and they do make a rear diffuser. So I wanted to get those 2 parts to put onto here, but the way that they sent out the 2 parts, I had them on the same order. So they packaged it together, not in the same box, but they must have put like the 2 boxes into a pile for me, and they gave them the same tracking number. So I don't know if this is a FedEx problem or a USPS, whoever they sent it out through. I think it was USPS. I don't know if this is a USPS problem or a Strafe design problem, but the way that they send it out is they have both the parts on the same tracking number. So whenever my package showed up, the guy only delivered the rear diffuser and I never got the front splitter. So we called USPS. They couldn't really do anything because the tracking number is the same for both of them, and it says delivered, and that it was at the house, which it was delivered, but not the entire package. And even on the package it said 1 of 2, and the other one was supposed to say 2 of 2, since it's on the same tracking number. So I don't know if that's a Strafe design problem or if that's a USPS problem. And it sounds like they sent back the front splitter, and I'll be getting a refund on that at least, which is good. But I went ahead and ordered a different front splitter. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's something that you should look out for if you're going to be ordering from them. I don't know whose fault it is or why it didn't show up, but just to be super cautious, if you are going to be putting something like that on your car and you want to get 2 things from them, I would just recommend having 2 separate carts and check out 2 separate times, so that way they get 2 different tracking numbers so they both show up. Other than that, I think it turned out really well. It was really easy to install. It only took probably like 30 minutes to do both the sides and the middle piece and have it the whole way on. The only hard part is that the rubber pieces like to fall out, so we kind of had to prop them up or hold up the metal piece so that way we could shoot all of them in, so that way they would tighten. And one of them was giving us a hard time. It kept scrunching down like a nut in between the metal piece and the bumper. We just had to push it up super hard and really tighten that one down to make sure that it's scrunched on the bumper, so that way it would stay hooked on. But other than that, I think it turned out really well. I got my front splitter from a different company on the way, and I'll make sure to show a video of what that looks like when it gets put on. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.